What's up, motherfuckers? Welcome back to High Crime, a show where I get way too stoned and talk about a fucked up serial killer.
Death and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed mind.
Did my eyebrows look okay today? It's been a minute, and I apologize. Alright, let's just fucking get into it. Do you know what I'm talking about? I may be already a little bit high. Okay, you know what? Like, today, ooh, again, a new way to consume. We just changed it up, you know what I mean? As an artist, you have to just like explore. I'm not even gonna finish that bit. So this is actually my, did you hear my stomach? Oh my God. Okay, here we go. My favorite podcast, last podcast on the left, created a weed line. So this is their sativa vapey vape. I don't know if you guys can see it. I love the packaging. It's so cute. Sorry, BRB, just manifesting my own weed line. This was actually my first time using a vape. This has changed my fucking life. It's too easy. It's very, very dangerous for me. Let's just fucking get into it. Do you know what I don't know? That's how you know it's working. Little bitch over here. Instantly better mood. My mom's really proud of me. How's everyone's day today? Okay. I'm just gonna keep getting high. Maybe see you guys back here in like 20 minutes or so. I'm already not okay. See you in a minute. Let's get this started. Oh, shoot. Oops. Do I look smart? We're just living, laughing, loving. Do you know what I mean? So today, we're going to be talking about Robert Pickton. Ooh-wee. Oh. This one is infuriating. So just buckle up, friends. Robert Willie Pickton was born in 1940 something into like a very odd household. His mother was really domineering. His father was kind of like a non-entity around the house. I got chips in my teeth. He was born on a farm in Coquitlam, Canada, near Vancouver. I think that's how you pronounce it. And they raised and slaughtered pigs. So he grew up on a fucking pig farm. And they were known in school as like the smelly pig boys. It's not funny. That sucks. That's like the worst. That's a bad reputation. And he had like this rare aversion to water, and so he had to be forced to bathe, so he like never bathed. Ugh, can you imagine just like the grime and dirt build up? And his mom like worked them to the bone. This whole family is so fucked up. The mom, David the brother, Robert obviously, but there's Linda. She's like the only good one. Good for you, Linda. Get out of there. And Willie was labeled slow as a kid and didn't have a lot of friends because he stunk. And he just didn't have a lot of friends. I just started my period. I'm sorry. I'm very emotional. And when Willie was upset when he was little, he would burrow into the carcass of an animal, just camp out. So Willie, from like his allowance, I guess, bought a calf. And he loved that calf like it was his dog. And he like really connected with it and took care of it. One day he came home from school, and he was like, "Where's my cow?" And his mom's like, "Go look in the barn." And he found the cow strung up upside down, slaughtered. Any like ability to connect on any level from there on out was So he dropped out of school to become a butcher's apprentice, and he was great at it. He found his calling. He really knew just how to dismember those pigs. He knew exactly where to saw, how to skin them. Is this uneven? Okay. So, a family story. David Pickton was like 16. He was driving the family truck, and he hit a little boy and severely injured him. He went and grabbed his mom, and his mom saw the kid and was like, "Oh, I know what to do." Rolled him into a little pond or like watery ditch and left him to die. And he died. And she was charged with like, I don't know, not desecrating a corpse, but like murder, some type of something. But like fucking gets away with it because they couldn't prove it. They just had like, they're like, "Is there a dent in the car?" And they're like, "This is a Pickton's. The car is just one big dent." So I don't know around when Robert started killing. That sentence took me so long to say. So naturally, Robert didn't do so well with the ladies. So at some point he turned to sex workers. And what he would do is solicit, I guess, these girls. Are they soliciting? Who's doing the soliciting? And be like, "Hey, I would like to pay for your services. Also, I have drugs." And they're like, "Fuck yeah, let's go." But after a while, these girls were like, "I don't want to get in that guy's car. It's like 30 minutes outside," because he would go to downtown Vancouver. And she's like, "I don't want to drive 30 minutes to your fucking farm or wherever you live and 30 minutes back. That's not going to happen." But obviously the drugs were pretty persuasive. So he viewed these girls as less than, and he would try to like save them and be like, "I'm gonna get you sober and you're gonna get out of sex work." I don't know. And when they were like, "No," that was enough justification to murder them. Makes perfect sense to me. So the first missing woman that connects to Pickton was 1995. So his MO: pick up sex workers, take them back, have sex with them, then he would, I guess, kidnap them. Or did the kidnapping come first? I don't know. Then he would handcuff them, strangle them, and then dismember them. So at one point, Robert picks up a sex worker named Sandra. She said he picked her up. They had normal sex. I don't know what that means. "We love a tender missionary." This is so gross, I'm so sorry. This is 90% of the video. When they were done, she used the phone to call her pimp to bring her back. And that's when Robert handcuffed her. But this bitch fought back. She was like clawing and kicking and screaming. And she saw a knife, but a big fucking butcher's knife on the table. She picked it up. She started just slashing at him. Like, it hit his jugular. It hit like his fucking cheek, and it clipped off a few of his teeth. And then somehow he got a hold of the knife, and started stabbing her in the abdomen to the point where he kind of disemboweled her. But he was losing so much blood so fast that he started to get weaker, and she escaped and ran out into the middle of the street until she could flag someone down. And they picked her up, and she's like, if I die, that's where the man that murdered me lives. That's so smart. So she was taken to the hospital, and then Robert went to that same hospital to get patched up. And when he got there, they found that he had a key that matched the handcuffs that Sandra was wearing. So he was arrested on attempted murder, and like a few other things. But Sandra was so terrified, and David, his brother, hired a detective, or not detective, but like someone to follow her around and intimidate her. So she was just like, fuck no, this is not worth it. Okay. I get it. So she didn't show up to the trial. So all the charges were dropped. So that's good. And they wouldn't catch him for another 7 years, I think. He was caught in 2002, my dudes. One sex worker saw like a dismembered corpse like hanging in Robert's barn. She was like working on the Pickton farm, and he was like, Lynn, I think that's her name, Lynn, let's go get a prostitute, please. And she's like, okay. So they picked this woman up, brought her back. Robert and this woman went into a room. Lynn went in another room to get high. She woke up, she looked at the barn, and she saw that there was a light on. She's like, why is there a light on the barn? It is so late at night. She goes over there, she walks in, and she sees the woman they picked up earlier hanging from the rafters. That's so fucked up. K.O. Be respectful. Yeah, she was hanging, totally dismembered, body just desecrated. And she's like, holy fucking shit. And then Robert sneaks up on her, I guess, and she's so scared. She's like, this is I'm gonna be on that meat hook too. And he's like, she was a pig, so I slaughtered her like a pig. I want to punch him. I want to punch him hard. But for some reason, he didn't kill her. He let her go, I guess, because he was like, that will be you if you don't keep your mouth shut. Okay. And the Pickton family, they were loaded. They had so much money. They had pig money. And like, each child inherited $95,000 or something. And that was in like 1970 something money. And they had this like rented out warehouse, or I don't know. And they made it into like a party bar, like a party club house, I guess. This just like den of sin. And they called it the Piggy Palace. Okay. And people would come to fucking rage. So I didn't research the whole. I forgot to research how he got caught and that entire end piece of the story. That's unacceptable. I wasn't even high then. I have no excuse for that. I worked so hard on these. What am I doing? But he was caught in 2002, I believe, after so much time. And the cops really dicked it on this one. They didn't give a shit because sex workers were going missing. They're forgotten, and most of the time their murder or like a missing sex worker will not be investigated. And they even had this one really good cop, and they like bullied him and intimidated him, I guess, and like cut his supplies budget, so he had to like buy supplies out of his own pocket, like weird things, like taking his whiteboard that had all of his like notes on it. So they were like actively trying to keep this serial killer going. And Robert Pickton killed 49 women. So he fed his victims to his pigs. So most of that area was eating pigs who had eaten humans. What? Oh, I vaguely remember seeing, so he was like not confessing to any of these. He's like, I have nothing to do with this. Look at me. I'm an upstanding member of society. He's literally at that moment covered in pig shit. But they like planted like put a camera in his cell, and they like put in a detective undercover as a prisoner, and was like, so what'd you do? Casual? I don't care, I just want to know. And he said like, I wanted to make it like an even 50. It's like, you sadistic, sick piece of shit. I don't know if he's alive or dead. I truly fucked up. Oh my god. Okay, I'm really sorry, guys. But you're not here for facts. Nobody's here to learn anything. Okay, I think I did it. I nailed it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you have any serial killers you'd like me to cover, or maybe a cult, or maybe a missing person, an unsolved mystery, if you will. I'm open. See ya.